And I look at mine and I go, but it felt profound. I love scrolling on Reddit. Like, I hate to say it, but it is that damn phone. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a little bit of a different video than what I've been doing lately, because it's not going to be a book video, nor is it going to be a vlog. It's going to be a sit-down yapping video, which I love to talk. But today I'm going to be talking about, like, my phone addiction, how I've fixed it, kind of, like, what I want to do to make it better, like, the hurdles I faced, all of that, just because, like, mine was really bad. And I feel like every time I watch, like, one of those videos where people are talking about it, theirs is not that bad. Like, theirs is not that bad compared to mine. Especially when people are doing, like, swapping my screen time for XYZ, and then they have, like, 4 hours, and I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? What do you mean that's bad? Like, that isn't bad. Like, mine is bad. And so, like, I wanted to be so brutally, completely honest and share. A little, like, backstory, I guess, is, like, I have had a phone basically my entire life. And don't let that make you go hate on my mom. If I see any hate from my mom, I am blocking you. Don't, because the first one I had was a Firefly, which, if you don't know what that is, it is literally a call mom, call dad, call 911. That's all it does. I cannot do a single other thing. And, like, I had a phone for, like, most of my life because of safety reasons, because I was, like, a 2-household child. Is that what it's called? No, it's definitely not. But, like, I wasn't always home. Like, I was switching back and forth. So I had a phone for safety reasons, and so I had my Firefly, and I don't know how long I had that. And then in between my Firefly and my first smartphone, I had, like, phones that were, like, increasingly smarter, I guess. And, like, from my Firefly, I then had a phone that could, like, text, but none of these phones, like, I was using social media on. I don't know if you could. I don't think you could, but I could text and I could play games, and that's really all I did on them. And I got my first smartphone when I was in middle school. I don't remember when in middle school. I want to say, like, upper middle school. I got an iPhone, and I got the iPhone, whichever iPhone came right before they had the glass back. That was the iPhone I had, because I remember being jealous that people had the glass back, because then they'd crack. It was so, like, 2014, but, like, people would have their cracked phone and then they'd color in the cracks. I remember that vividly, and I didn't have that one. And I don't think it was a problem at that point, because I vividly remember, like, I wasn't using it like that. Like, I also, like, when I first got my first smartphone, like, it still was heavily, like, my mom was making sure nothing bad was happening. Like, I didn't just have, like, free reign over it. So, like, it wasn't really an issue, and I don't really remember using it like it was an issue. Like, I don't remember having, like, an addiction, because I remember, like, playing with my friend outside, like, hanging out. I remember, like, I would play Minecraft and Sims on my laptop. I remember watching YouTube on my laptop, hanging out with my mom, watching TV. Like, I don't think I had a problem until I think I hit high school, or maybe very end of 8th grade. I'm not sure, but I think it's high school, because when I think about, like, there was, like, this trip I took in 8th grade, I don't remember being addicted to my phone, so I think it must have been high school. Okay. So high school, I became addicted to my phone. 14-year-old me. And I didn't ever think it was a problem until I was on this field trip, and I was with one of my favorite teachers. He was a history teacher. I loved him. It was me and my friend. I had, like, one friend on this field trip, and the rest was, like, people in my class. And he had been talking about, like, oh, I'm worried about, like, how much your generation is, like, on your phones, and, like, what that could be doing to your brain. He's, like, talking about it, and he's like, if you guys are willing to share, like, would you guys share your screen time with me? I had never looked at it, okay? This is the first time I had ever looked at it. And then all the people in my class were like, oh my god, mine's so high. And I swear theirs was between, like, 4 to 8 hours, okay? And I look at mine and I go, and I look over at my friend, not to expose my friend Jenna, but I look over to my friend Jenna, and she goes, and we are the only ones that have above 10 hours. And when I say above 10 hours, like, I genuinely think we had 12 to 14 hours. Like, I think one of us had 12, one of us had 13, one of us had 13, one of us had 14. Like, And my teacher was astonished. He was aghast. And honestly, as he should have been, because like when I think about it, like the times I've been on my phone the most, I don't understand how I was on my phone that much. Like I really don't understand. And I do also think part of the reason he was so confused is because like my friend and I were like really good at that class. Like it was a hard class and we were really good at it, and we like did our work, and we were like we would participate in class. Like he probably was like, what the hell? And my friend Jenna was in soccer, so he's probably like, how do these kids have time? And honestly, don't know. But although this was the first time I like realized it was a problem, I didn't do anything about it, like at all. And I didn't do anything about it until I think senior year of college. And I was having a call with my friends, and my friend Jenna was like, hey, I've been watching these videos of people like trying to break their screen time. And the Eddie Burback video had just come out where he like didn't use his phone for a whole month. He only had a home phone. And Jenna was like, what if we do like a little challenge and see like who can have the lowest screen time to like hold each other accountable or whatever. And you know what? I love a challenge. And also I hadn't watched that video, the Eddie Burback video. And I went and I watched, and I was like, literally, this is like, it's crazy to say. And like, honestly, all of this feels crazy to say, even though like it really is a real addiction. It really is. But it felt profound. And I'm never even going to be someone who has like a flip phone, nor would I ever do that for safety reasons. But it was like, wow, like my phone is consuming so much of my time. And so when I went and watched that video, and I watched some other videos, and I was inspired. And I also think Jenna explained it to me too. Like a lot of the videos are like, you need to like set like your intention with it and like set actual physical goals. So I actually wrote it down in my journal, and I would love to read it. This is my actual journal, and I wrote down my problem areas and what I wanted to do. Oh, it's long. Okay, this is long. I actually didn't realize it was this long. So the rules I wrote down. So my problem areas I wrote were Reddit. I hate to admit it, but I love scrolling on Reddit. And I do think part of it is like the negative cycle. Like everyone being so negative is like, it fuels something in my brain, which is so bad. TikTok, multitasking and scrolling in general, and overstimulation in general. Those were my problem areas. Fixes is I was going to delete Reddit off my phone. I was going to limit TikTok to once a day, 10 minutes. Maybe transition YouTube to my iPad instead of watching it on my phone. And then simplify my phone by deleting apps, more simple design, like lower the amount of notifications I get, and move apps so they're not like as easily clickable, if that makes sense. And then my goals were higher attention span, read YouTube and Twitch more, lower than 2 hour screen time, read and educate myself instead of through TikTok, which I think are all great goals. And honestly, when this first started, it kind of went pretty well because I was in it. Like once it was like there's a competition aspect of it all, like I was like, yeah, I'm in it. Yes, I am in it. And so I did all those things, and almost immediately, once I got like put 10 minutes for TikTok, I just stopped using it. Like I went cold turkey on it, and that's like not gonna work for most people, I understand, but I'm a very stubborn person. Like for example, I used to bite my nails. It was like what I would do when I'm anxious. And then I saw way too many photos of like infected, really short nails, and I went, I'm not gonna do it anymore, and I just stopped. Now, that habit then did transition to me biting my cheek, which I do still do today. So, and we'll get into that because that's the common theme. And so I did go cold turkey with TikTok, and I did instantly feel better, like immediately better, because the way TikTok works, where you could have like a funny video, and then you have like this awful thing happening in the news, and then you have this is my dog dying, and then you have someone being like, don't scroll because if you scroll then I can't afford my child's cancer treatment, and then you have cute pet video. It's like not good. It's like not good for your brain at all. Definitely not what we're supposed to be doing. So I would leave TikTok nearly every day feeling awful, like completely awful. So I did almost immediately feel better. I deleted Reddit. I also limited Instagram majorly, even though Instagram wasn't a problem area for me, but I just had this feeling that like if everything else was taken away. And I moved YouTube to my iPad because I do not count YouTube like as a problem area for me. I don't see the way I use it. Well, I had never seen the way I used it as bad. We will get into this later too. And so I wanted to move it from my phone to my iPad, which I know could make some people like make it easier to be on their phone. But I had the problem of the second they added the minimization, I would just minimize the video and scroll, and it was a constant everything because I have YouTube on a lot of the time because I have tinnitus, and so I do not just sit in silence. And I could listen to music, but my choice is YouTube, and I will have YouTube on and like not even really be listening to it. It's just like a background noise so that not like the only thing I'm hearing is ringing. I can have something or I will feel like I'm going insane, you know? So YouTube was not a problem area for me, but I'm like, okay, I want to limit me minimizing it and scrolling. And I just did it because it was so easy. So I moved YouTube to my iPad, which was a great choice because I don't really pick up my phone when I'm watching YouTube, and it like, if I was watching it, not if I just had as background noise, if I was watching it, I became a lot more intentional with it instead of scrolling, playing games, whatever else I was doing. So that all worked, and it worked pretty well for a while. And I think because my screen time had been like around 12 hours, I had gotten it down to like 4, and that was really good for me. I felt great about that. But then I hit a point where the actual like addiction of scrolling, which is crazy, but it is like a dopamine hit. Like your brain is looking for a dopamine hit. Became like I started seeing the actual problem with it. Like that I hadn't fixed that problem. And I then started scrolling on really random things. And one of those things was Facebook Marketplace, which I think like literally me and my mom, I think we've only bought 3 things off Facebook Marketplace. So it wasn't a place I needed to be scrolling all the time. And I wasn't looking for something specific, but I like needed to be scrolling. And it was bad. And so then I had to delete Facebook. I just kept having to like delete these random apps. And like then YouTube started becoming a problem for me, which it has never been ever. I've always just like watched like the content creators I like, and I've never like used it for those type of things. But I didn't even realize what was happening at first. But I started watching these true crime videos, and they weren't even like good ones like Stephanie Sue. Like I don't even watch true crime, but it wasn't even good ones like that. It was the body cam footage with the like awful voiceovers, with like the most crazy titles, clickbait thumbnails, awful things happening. I was watching the most awful cases, like not only ones that usually were like specifically triggering to me, but just had like the most awful endings. And I was like watching them and not having a good time. They were giving me so much like stress and anxiety, and I like didn't realize it at first, but I think it was because I was looking for that like weird, like almost how I felt when I was on TikTok, where it's like something good, something awful, something that makes you feel bad, something whatever. And I was using those as that, and I was feeling awful. And I like, there were a few times I'm like, why am I watching this? But I kept watching them, and I was like, I need to literally like say, don't recommend this channel, don't recommend these videos, and completely clear them from my thing, because it turned into that. Like it kept turning into different things. And although I was spending like more time reading and more time doing my other hobbies, and like, I don't know, I don't feel like I had like the turning point until I was like, oh my gosh, like this is an actual problem. And now I'm pushing it on YouTube, which has never been a problem for me. And once I deleted those, I was like, this needs to not happen. Like this needs to not happen. And I feel like I got a little bit better at that point, but I also was logging into Instagram, because I deleted Instagram at this point. I was logging into Instagram and Reddit and scrolling on Chrome. Like, that's so ridiculous. Like, deleting it should make me stop, but it didn't. And it was very frustrating. And I don't really feel like I fixed that issue until I got my new phone, and I haven't even had my phone a month. So can I even say fixed it? No, because I still have problems. But I was looking, and I have been averaging like 2 to 3 hours on my new phone, not to flex. So yeah, but I was just very brutal with what apps I switched from my old phone to my new phone. I have no social media. Well, actually I have Facebook right now, but just because I want to sell a few things on Facebook Marketplace, and once I do, I'm deleting it. And I've only logged into Instagram twice, and one time Olivia Rodrigo had just announced her album, so I was like, oh, the universe was telling me I needed to log in. And I've logged into Reddit twice, and then after I was like, I shouldn't have done that. And yeah, I do think part of the reason why it works for me is because I am so stubborn. That really does benefit me in this scenario, because I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. I've decided not. But another reason why it really works is after that initial push of my friends being let's do a challenge or whatever, my days felt 20 times longer. I felt like I had so much time in the day to do my hobbies. I would read for a few hours and I'm wait, I still have so much time in my day, and it felt so nice. So whenever I start pushing and getting back into the bad habits, I'm this feels way worse. There was a time when I was sick, and I think it was a period of literally 3 days that I had allowed myself to be on TikTok again. And after those 3 days, I was I literally don't want to go back on. It's just awful, and it fed into my anxieties about things. It made me feel like a bad person to be I don't need to be seeing these things, but our brain really cannot comprehend. I don't need to hear about this dog that's dying states away that has nothing to do with me, and then be told I'm a bad person if I scroll. And I don't need to see this horrific news footage and then a funny video. And that's not to say you shouldn't pay attention to the news. I now have just been way more intentional about it. And I have AP news notifications, and then I can go in and read, and I can get the headlines, and I can go I just don't need to be seeing that while I'm also supposed to be relaxing. Those aren't supposed to be together as one. And I do think it's made me feel a lot better. And yeah, at first I was a little nervous to not know all the pop culture things, but also I have more fun watching a video essay on them, or getting snippets from my friends. I love my friends relaying it to me and getting to explain it to me. And one thing that I noticed that I've really liked is I can consume media and not be constantly bombarded by everyone's opinions on it. And I can instead hear what my friends think, and then they'll give me little snippets of what people are thinking. I've been watching The Pit, and I can just form my own opinions and have a good time. And I didn't know people hated Santos, and then my friends told me, and I'm what the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? So yeah, I just think that it's just been way better for me. I've just been having a much nicer time. And that's not to say I don't still have problems with it. I do think right before I had moved my phone, I was having a bad problem with playing a lot of stupid shitty games, and they were I couldn't put them down. I literally could not put them down. It was so bad, just the ones that are from the ads, which would then turn into me just being on my phone and needing to scroll. I have seen myself after not playing them a ton, I've seen myself being have the need to scroll, and I'll find any app I can to find something to scroll on. And so I'm working on that. And part of the way I'm working on that is I modded my 3DS, which I think I mentioned in a video. And I'm going to be carrying that around, because then I'd much rather play games on that than play a stupid game on my phone. Yeah, I'll go play Pokemon. Yeah, I'll go play Mario. I would Animal Crossing, that isn't wasting time to me. I very much enjoy games, and if I'm relaxing, I'd rather relax with that. And I usually have a book with me. I'd rather read my book. And so it is just a constant thing. I think eventually I will not have that problem anymore. And it's not to a point where I think I need to brick my phone or anything. I don't really think that would help me at all. No hate to the company, but I don't really feel like it would help me at all. And yeah, I feel having 2 to 3 hours every day is pretty good. Also, I'm realizing that the way my phone has been tracking Google Maps while I'm driving is it says it's open, and so I think it's actually much lower than that. not to flex. And like I said, like there's a very big possibility like I then turn the other way and I have a problem and I have to fix it again. But like, I hate to say it, but it is that damn phone. I mean, not to say I wouldn't have anxiety, because I literally have anxiety. I take medicine for it. But like, it just made everything worse, and it made my days feel so short. And I really can't comprehend how I was on my phone that much. And like I said, part of it was because I just had YouTube on all the time. But I was scrolling. I was scrolling multiple hours on TikTok a day. Like, why? I don't even have TikTok on my phone, and I can't say I miss it at all. Like, I would much rather be watching YouTube. I would much rather be doing a puzzle. I would much rather be reading. Like, genuinely, why was I doing that? It wasn't a good time. And years of my life, I was scrolling on TikTok. Like, for what? For why? And like, I don't know. It's crazy. So if I were to give advice, I would say set goals, like write them down, set what you want to happen, set your problem, like think what your problem areas are, and like when you start, set attainable goals. Like I started with having limits on my apps, and even if you have to like motivate yourself, like if you can't do a competition with your friends, like motivate yourself by being like, if I do this, I get this thing I've been wanting to buy, or anything like that. Like I think that it's really freeing. That feels so crazy to say and so dramatic, but like I'm so serious. Like the days I'm barely on my phone, I'm like, oh my god, today has felt like 10 years in the best way. Like I've had so much time to do things I love. And like I think everyone should try. And like I said, I don't think that means you should like shy away from things. Like I'm keeping up on the news. I'm reading. I'm still in contact with my friends. I'm not getting rid of YouTube. Like, you don't have to get rid of everything. Like, if Instagram's not a problem area for you, you don't need to get rid of it. But, like, also be weary of, like, once you get rid of your problem area apps, other apps becoming problems. Like, even YouTube started becoming a problem for me. And I wasn't even on Shorts. I think that's why I didn't realize at first, because I was like, well, I'm not scrolling on Shorts. But I was, like, using that like dopamine cycle to be watching these crazy videos, but like they were so crazy that I was like trying, like it was like, I don't even know. I'm not a scientist. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I hope I got everything I wanted to say across. I've been like thinking of making this video all day, but I didn't make like a script or anything, and I worked all day in the sun, so there's like a possibility I'll forget something. If I did, I'll add it while I'm editing. But I think that's all. I'm hoping I stay on a good path, because I've like read so much lately, which makes me so happy. And I don't want to go back, but I literally cannot see myself going back to TikTok at all. Like I have zero desire, and I just wasn't really having a good time. Like sure, there'd be like 3 really good videos, but it's like I could go find a good YouTube video and have a good laugh the whole time. I was cackling watching a YouTube video yesterday. Like I just don't need it. I don't need it. The Reddit is the problem of it all, and it's so embarrassing to say, but I do really like Reddit. Like once you curate what you want on there, you can have a good time, but you also see a lot of hate, and it really does, like, I genuinely feel like it was changing the way I was thinking. Like it was making everything so negative, and I'm like, I do not need this in my life. So yeah, but that's gonna be all. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I don't have anything for you guys to comment down below. But subscribe if you want to see more. And that's going to be it for today. So I will see you all again next week, probably for another book video, or maybe even a crochet video. Bye, guys.